This is the part of the story I've been sitting on for 11 years and thinking, man, should I even talk about this? Is this something that's potentially going to affect friendships? Is this going to make people think that researchers are crazy? Is it going to make people shift their concepts about what things are? I mean, you know what? It's somebody's story who's very, very well recognised. And I think if we don't tell it, I think if we don't share what they said, I don't think we're telling the whole truth. So in 2012, I hosted a friend and a colleague, somebody who I would consider to be the best, well, definitely the best known researcher on Earth at the time. But I would say somebody that has complete integrity. So that's why I've been so tight-lipped about what they shared with me. I haven't really wanted to cause them reputational damage or make people think that they're weird, which is obviously why I'm not going to name them or the organisation. But in 2012, there was a show being shot in Australia by a massive TV show, and we were kind of all hanging out with the star of that show. Really great guy. We had a really good time, really fun. We went and visited some sites in New South Wales that we thought, like from some of the stories and personal stuff that I've been through, it'd be worth looking at. And as we were just driving around, hanging out, this story came out. And so my friend shared with me, and he said, I can't talk about this on the show. I can't share this with producers. They have a narrative. They have a narrative that they want to follow, and that narrative is, this is an animal. This is just some relic. It's some hominid that kind of exists. It's a missing link, or it's a divergence in the evolutionary chain, or whatever it is. They had a narrative that they were following. But my friend said, I was following one of these because he tracks them. He's the best in the business. He follows. He spends days and days and days and nights out. When he was here with us, we went to places that I wouldn't normally go. He is very brave. Gave us courage. He said I was tracking one of these things and I saw it walking. And he's talking about a Bigfoot or a Sasquatch here. It's a different continent than we are. He says I'm tracking it and I'm tracking it and I'm tracking it and I can see it. And it gets to the edge of a ravine or a drop off or a cliff, and this is the thing he couldn't share. He said this thing turned into a blue orb. This physical being, this Bigfoot, this Sasquatch, it turned into a blue orb, floated across the gap, the ravine, the cliff, whatever it was, and then turned back into a Bigfoot or a Sasquatch on the other side of the ravine where it kept walking across. Now, I've told a story on this channel about a Aboriginal pastor saying that these things that have been on his property tormenting his family left when he played the Bible on CD. We've got two leading researchers saying on two different continents that they had the same experience when they were tracking these things and they got close to them, that they had a voice from it speaking to their mind, or multiple voices saying, leave us alone, we don't want to be found. And now we've got a leading expert saying, as he's tracking this thing, it turns into a blue orb, floats across a ravine, and reassembles itself or transforms itself back into what it was and keeps walking on the other side. I mean, this phenomenon is crazy enough without making it crazier. But I'm just telling you things that I think you need to explore, because if you're just pursuing this as a flesh and blood, chasing a relic hominid of some type, you're going to be asking yourself, why haven't they found remains? Why has there been no bodies? I don't think that we're entirely talking about something in all these sightings, and even though they leave physical evidence and they're a physical being, but there is a supernatural and spiritual element to it. And I've sat on this for years and years and years because I don't want people to think I'm crazy or my friends are crazy. But man, it is so remiss not to share this stuff. So I'm telling you what to think. I'm not telling you what to believe. But please take the information that we've shared on this channel and at least consider it as part of your investigation. Or perhaps if this is your obsession, maybe you're obsessed and you're overly obsessed with it and it's taking up too much of your time, because so much of this is unexplained and unexplainable, you will never find the answer. So I'm encouraging you not to stop being interested, but just be careful that the quest for what this is doesn't take you away from your family and from your job and from God and from all these other things, because I'm telling you right now, just like some of the stuff that goes on in Skinwalker Ranch, there is stuff here that is unexplainable in the natural realm. And if shows are just portraying this as flesh and blood, creature, relic, hominid, descended from these other things, I don't think they're telling you the whole truth of what researchers have found. God bless.